Definitely a snowy day today. Just shoveled out my car. Need to make a trip into Morrisville to get some food. Seems like every day that I need food, we're covered with snow. Oh well. See if I can get these windshield wipers to knock off some of this stuff. Find the road out of here. Whew. Might take me a time to get up there. Take her slow and easy. Certainly is beautiful though. Okay. Slow her down here coming out of this park. We'll get run over. Degrees Fahrenheit. It's still a little chilly for my hands, but of course here we have to clean the snow off our cars before we're allowed to drive them on the road, because it's you take some of that frozen ice coming off the top of your car can raise hell with the windshield behind you. So it's not only a courtesy, it's law. And most people comply with it. Of course, there's always a few that don't, but well, let's see about 100C how bad this road is. We'll head up through here. I guess we can make it. Definitely makes for an interesting ride. The school buses are all gone through, so they're out of the way. I guess it's a little bit about 8:30. I waited a while to make sure the roads were plowed out enough so I could get through. The important thing about running your cars in Vermont is having your winter treads, and good winter treads. And I run winter treads on my car year round, and I get the really good ones. The old bridge over there, it's covered with snow, that have really good tread, because you need them, and you gotta put it on all four tires. It makes it like a tank. Now, a lot of people have four-wheel drive, and I used to run four-wheel drives all the time, but I just can't afford it anymore, you know. A little bit of social security I get, you can't afford the big payments on them bigger four-wheel drive vehicles, so I gotta deal with what I got. Just have to be a little bit more careful. And that doesn't mean your four-wheel drivers don't get stuck too. They get playing idiot once in a while, and they like doing them donuts and stuff. Yeah, and then they find themselves deep in the snowbank. Then you drive by and say, I told you so. Slow your ass down. But when you live in Vermont, it's a way of life, you know. Everybody's, I can't live there. I'd never live there. Well, you know, when you were born and raised in it, and I spent 75 years here, other than going into the military for a while. It gets into your skin a little bit. I tried that Florida stuff when I moved down to Ocala for a while, and I couldn't take the heat. Oh, that was terrible. I couldn't even breathe. As a matter of fact, it was turning my hair white. I said, I gotta get back to cold weather where I can preserve my cells a little better. You freeze them up and your hair lasts longer. Well, as soon as I moved back into the colder climate, my hair started getting better. And I guess people that live in the north, they usually have better complexions too. germ cells can't grow on you if they're froze up. So, Rocky Road. Rocky Hooper lived out there. He's been dead for quite a few years. He used to be the police chief here in Johnson, and I worked for him in the police department back in first part of the 70s. He hired me as a patrol officer for the town of Johnson. Well, I didn't stay there long. I finally decided I wanted to move to a bigger department, and the only way I could do that was to put myself through the police academy. Back then, if you wanted to do any advancement, they didn't pay for it. You paid for it all. So I spent 2.5, 3 months down to the Vermont Police Academy. And it was tough sledding because I had 2 kids at that time, and they didn't pay you to be there, so you were pretty much on your own. But I got through the academy, and as soon as I got out, I got hired as a full-time police officer for the town of Morrisville. And it wasn't too many years, I finally made myself up to a sergeant, running the patrol service in Morristown. And then there was an opening for the county chief of the sheriff's department in Hyde Park. And I applied for it, and I got that job, and that was running the whole department. And the 911 system was just coming in, so we were expanding into getting more dispatchers and patrol officers. It was quite an experience to watch that place grow. There was only 4 of us back then, and now there must be 50 of them. My God, they're all over the place. You know, none of them paid their way through the academy, that's for sure. They usually pay them a bonus just to sign up. Well, let's go out onto this road. Let's see how bad this one is. This is called kind of sliding here. Wickham Island Road. Yeah. The sun's supposed to come out a little bit later. That'd be nice. Trees are loaded up with snow today. Of course, I had a little bit warmer weather last night, so it was, get the warmer weather, that's when the snow really clings to all these trees. Of course, that's when you get your power lines taken out too. Sometimes it can be 3 or 4 days before you get the power back on. So you have to be prepared. I got one of those heaters, propane heaters that I can set up and just enough to keep my pipes from freezing. And I don't have a lot of food in my refrigerator or freezer, so I don't worry about that quite so much. And if it gets too bad, I take the food out and stick it out on the porch and it stays froze. There, my own freezer right there. I don't even have to pay for electricity. Ain't that something? I kind of like that tree right there. I think that's an old maple. That kind of unique. How they twist and turn every which way. Yeah, that's definitely an old sugar maple. bank so I can get some money so I can buy my groceries. I don't usually like credit cards and stuff like that, so when I usually always buy my stuff in cash. Very seldom do I use credit cards. Not that I didn't ever use them, it just seemed like it, you use them too easily. So, well, I'll pay it next month, and then I'll pay it next month, and then next month. And pretty soon you owe them fellas about $5,000 and you can't pay it back. I said, well, this is not stupid. So I decided that if I didn't have the money to buy something, I wasn't going to buy it. Simple as that. The only thing different is a car or something. Then I go to the Vermont Federal Credit Union, which I belong to. Being a law enforcement, I had to join that a long time ago. And so I use those fellas to buy stuff. If I don't have enough money to buy it, then I can pay them back at around 4 or 5% interest instead of these credit cards at 28% interest. But you usually have to have the money kind of to back that up too, or at least collateral. So, whew, boy, it's kind of fuzzy up through here, isn't it? Talk about a winter wonderland. This is it. Wouldn't you love just to get them snowshoes out and do some riding around on this stuff? Yes, sir.